looks like I messed up the overlay there, but you know, it's fine. Back in, let me get StarCraft back up. Let me host those games back. Hopefully we won't drop those frames. Whoa, my stream is experiencing minor issues. I've dropped 40% of my new frames. What is going on here? It must be something wrong with my internet, because the computer on my end is running fine. Started the diet at 5:30. I don't know what would have happened there. Let me do one of these. Trying to check the like temperature of my computer. It's a little bit high. Probably need to replace one of the fans in my case, but I don't think it's like to defect territory or anything yet. Okay. I just don't know what the issue would be. Anyway, let's try to power through it. Gotta go to game 3 of this second series here. Alright, here in the bottom left, once again, as the barcode green Protoss, it's Exit, bringing the game back in bringing the series back in game 2, bringing us to game 3 here, and in the bottom right, the navy blue Protoss Era. Won the first game, got smacked by DTs in the second game. Oh, you missed the end of game 2? Entirely? Oh. Okay, I thought... Well, so what happened was the DTs walked in, there was no detection. That was basically it. I turned off the stream, like, manually because I wanted to reboot my computer to see if that would help. Seems like it was even worse than I thought. I think it must be the internet then. It probably is some delay in the stream getting to you or something. I don't know. So we are on Fighting Spirit. I've said this before, but it's the first time we've seen this map tonight, so I'll go over my little speech here. Like, objectively, it makes sense to have this map in the CPL, right? Like, it's an old map, it's very established, it's very standardized, so there's lots of... there's lots of replays on this map, lots of guides for this map. You know, you can pull off pretty much any build on this map, so it makes sense for this to be like, you know, a learning environment. But I'm sick of it. I don't want to play it anymore. Oh my god, a Manor pylon again. Yeah, Superman's pointing out nobody went center that proxy gate. Like, why are you playing a PvP if you're not putting gateways in the middle of the map, honestly? Is this... Oh, I thought it was 3 probes. We have 2 probes. One of them does escape the prison there, but doesn't actually go back to mining, so it might as well be in there. I'm so bad both at planting and blocking Manor pylons. It's so frustrating. Exit, not mining cast. Maybe a little too focused on their memes over here. Oh, and the core is late too. Part of that is going to be for that Manor pylon, but I think most of that was just attention. Although, Exit is up 2 probes. Or just 1 probe now. No, now they're up 3 probes. What is going on here? Somehow, Exit has pulled ahead a little bit in this game. I guess the Relics stopped making probes. I'm not sure what's going on here. But this Manor pylon is doing just waves of damage here. Oh my god, we second pylon. Exit, stop! Leave the poor man alone. My frames even worse right now? Seems like they are. Oh wait, did this probe kill a probe? Oh my god, it did. So, one of these zealots killed a probe. Killed the scouting probe from Europe, and this probe of Exit killed one of Europe's probes in Europe's base and took no damage. Exit is just styling on his opponent this game. Goon desperately plinking away at this pylon, trying to freeze his probe. Not even supply blocking Exit. Like, Exit has lost 2 pylons and is still a pylon ahead of Europe. Oh, we have 2 zealots in here. The tilt is real. These poor goons blocking each other. Oh my god, this goon getting sandwiched between the 2 zealots. I think these zealots are going to go down before they get any damage done here, but the tilt is going to be out of control. Oh my god, they're going to get this one probe. Oh, Exit tried to target it and he gets it. I don't even know if losing 2 zealots for 1 probe is worth it, but I guarantee you that Erob is not happy about this. This probe from Exit is scouting around. I want to see Exit go DT three games in a row, but it seems like they've decided to get a 3rd gateway, which is, you know, also fine because now they've abused Erob into getting a robo, right? Which will not be useful in detecting these goons. So Europe is trying to counter here. They actually have a 1 goon advantage, but I think the range is done on Exit, and we have the ramp here. We're about to have more goons pop, so Europe wisely turns around, and eventually we're going to have a significant unit lead here for the green Protoss. This probe is just determined to look everywhere on the map. That pylon must just be to scout for like drops or something, although I don't know what kind of drop is going to go like all the way like this across the map. Ooh, and a nexus here for Europe before any kind of like tech follow-up to this robo. Just gonna make them more vulnerable and followed up immediately by an observer, not a reaver. Oh my god, and the scouting probe got in. So Exit knows everything that's going on here. I'm pretty sure Exit could just like make goons and win. So we're about to have 8 goons to 4. I guess like 6 when they show up. But that's gonna be a very nice lead for the green Protoss here. Here we go. Exit has pulled the trigger, is attacking with 8 goons. Looks like it'll be like 8 to 6 or 8 to 7. But with the position that Erob is taking, they're more worried about GTs than goons. And they're not going to be, well, right as I say that, they come down the ramp. How's that for Casper Curse here? Let's see how it goes here. There's a slight goon advantage for green. Control's very nice. Oh my god, Erob blocks like 1 goon from shooting. Keeps his 1 goon alive here. Now this goon lead is going to keep stacking up here. Oh my god, I can't believe how much better that went for Exit. But now with this high ground chance, I don't think that there's any chance of Exit busting up the ramp with the Nexus system. We do have a Reaver coming out, but no observer to spot for it, so it's going to be very, very precise. Keep that on the ramp and keep it alive. Precarious is the word I was thinking of. I need to start with the P. See, but the Nexus is already done. Erob does not continue to make Reavers. Instead, tries to switch into DT tech here. Trying to take advantage of the fact that Exit has 3 gateways and no detection. This probe is stuck here. God, there's so many maps for where this happens. If you build 2 gateways that are touching anywhere on the path between your main nexus and your natural nexus, then probes will get stuck between the gateways. I hate that so much. Seems like Exit is, of course, aware of the weakness in their build. knows that there's a possibility that Irab goes for this GT tech. And they get a Robo. Now what I kind of want to see, maybe you go into Speed Zealots. That's the thing you can do, like when you're contained in this matchup, is try to make a bunch of Speed Zealots and bust out. We already have the Templar Archives instead of speed upgrades, so I don't think we're going to see that. I think we're going to see like DTs and a bunch of gateway units. Alright, so Exit is kind of giving up on the contain. Gonna allow Irab to go down the ramp, but has their own Nexus done. Has 7 more probes. The economy here is going to explode. And Irab is going to have to do something big to make up for all this damage they've taken in this game. I don't think the DTs are going to work out. But we have 4 DTs at once, because who needs a Nexus? You can make 4 Dark Templar. Fortunately, there is going to be detection here for the green Protoss. First DTs. I think they're going to be disappointed, but if the observer's in the wrong place, there's a chance that, like, you know, if the observer's here, some of the DTs make it back to the main, or if the observer's in the main, they can make it to the natural. Looks like Exit is hunting for the observer of Irab, but it's not the observer that you have to worry about. Oh no, the DT stops on the ramp! Oh no, it was clicked like on the mini-map exactly here. If it had just gone to the main mineral line, it actually would have made it. I don't know how much longer it would have lived, but it would have done some damage, right? And then these DTs could have come in. Now, it seems like Irab is going to hold these back. Looks like one is going to go into the base of Exit, and the other two are going to try to hold off this push, maybe. But this is so many goons. This is a ton of goons here. And there's maybe like half that many goons here for Irab, but there are 2 Reavers and potentially a defensive arc here. I think maybe the Reavers want to be like just a few inches back. Let's see how well these Scarabs can hit here. There's just so many goons for Exit, and this Reaver is way up in the front. I think Exit can just like 1A, 2A, 3A here right now. Making sure that every goon is firing, doing so much damage. Not trying to suicide in on this Reaver and take a bunch of free hits. Just knows that they have way more stuff. They can afford to muscle through this. Doesn't even seem like Irab got any damage done in the mineral line to make up for it. And that means that Exit is going to take our second series here. That's going to even it up between these 2 teams in this completely arbitrary subsection of their fight. Got the single G's in the chat. We're gonna go into the final series here. This is a lightning day of games here. It's gonna be it's not gonna take much longer because it's a ZVZ for our 3rd series here between MG Flow and 442. And okay, so before I get into the next series, I just want to point out that doesn't it look like in MG Flow's name that MG is the name and Flow is the clan? Right? Because we have right above that, we have Exit, who's in Team NAS, and they have NAS in the square brackets. But it's not. It's the other way around. Flow is the player name and MG is the clan name. Why do they do that to me? There was a cast like last month where I was casting with Say Zero and I kept calling the player MG even like after Say Zero told me because I just couldn't get it out of my head. I just wanted. I'm glad, Akekus, that like some other people have like been through the same experience as me. It's good to feel validated. Alright, here at the 12 o'clock position, back on Ascension, it's the Orange Zerg Flow in the clan MG, fighting for the Team Fear Factory, and in the bottom right, it's the Yellow Zerg 442, fighting for the flying SCVs. Who's going to be the winner of the tier 0 matchup between these two teams? It's going to be decided by a ZVZ, so you won't have to hold your breath for very long. It seems like from these starting positions, Flow is going to get the better scout here. Their first Overlord is angled at the natural of their opponent. They're going to get just a little bit more intel. But I feel like most of like the build decisions are made before you get the intel, and then like the reactions are once you get the intel. But like, you're gonna you can't wait for the Overlord to scout and then go like hatch first. You don't have that much time to wait. Nobody going 9-pole. Both players getting an Overlord before their spawning pool here. It seems like we might see or that's not a thing in this matchup, is it? Overpull? I'm not sure I've ever seen that. This goes into like a regas, but no. Looks like it'll be some kind of hatchery first here from both players. 12 pull is a possibility, of course. And seems like that is what we got. So I managed to say it before I was completely embarrassed. We do have a hatchery first here from Flow. So relatively macro, or at least like we got some drones. We got more than 9 drones, right? I don't know if that counts as greedy, but this 12 pool is going right into the gas afterward, and then getting this hatchery. So I think this this tech for 442 is going to be significantly ahead. But this is a pattern that we see a lot, or at least that I see a lot in ZVZ, where like one player gets more larva and one player gets the faster speed, and like it's the faster speed player has to kill the more larva player before they get their speed, or they just get ran over. And I feel like the more larva player wins most of the time. Now, this is a bit different because like both players did end up getting this fast natural. Both players are getting a spawning pool and a gas. It's just the order is different. So the builds aren't completely on opposite ends of like the ZVZ spectrum here. Actually, wow, I was completely wrong. The lair for Flow is actually started before that of 442, because 442 spent their first 100 gas on the speed. So I feel like as long as Flow doesn't take damage from these lings, they should be better off, right? Like, they're getting tech faster, they got the second hatchery faster. As long as they don't take damage from lings, they should be further ahead. But this is a lot of lings here. 442 is 8 with 2 more coming. Oh, but we actually have 10 here from Flow already. It kind of spread into this line here to defend the natural hatchery. One ling just get picked off. See how much damage how much difference that does. But actually, I think the arc was better for Flow anyway, and we have 4 for Flow and 2 for Tube left. There are 2 reinforcements show up, so it is even, but this is only going to get better for Flow now, because they are much closer to the point of battle here, so they can reinforce that much faster. So the numbers should be in Flow's favor. Even the speed of Flow is going to finish up soon. So I feel like any advantage that Tube had in this game is gone. Just going to be slightly behind now. Yeah, Flow is up 2 drones, has I think slightly more lings, has a slightly faster spire, so this is just straight up better for Flow right now. Going into this little low ground area here, outside the natural. Trying to get a fight, but both players don't want to cross this tiny little gap with their big pack of lings. They don't want to get surrounded here. Pretty much both players are going to be waiting until the spire is finished. Ooh, and both players trying to sting out some drones here. Flow only brave enough for 1, and Tube willing to risk 2. Then right here we have this fight where Flow actually manages to force their way through that little gap. It's a big arc here, although I think the Flow's links are split into 2 groups, and maybe Tube gets the better deal. it's so hard for me to like predict who's going to win any of these fights. Here we go, another big Ling fight. Seems like the Lings from Flow are actually kind of choked up here behind the Sunken. And now the Lings from Tube are going to run right past that creep colony and go straight to the main mineral line, and there's nothing here. The Lings are like halfway done. These drones are in major danger. One drone has gone down. Tube is up 3 drones somehow already. We have 3 mutas starting for Tube, so even though Flow got the Spire faster, they had to spend all of their larvae on Lings. And that is actually huge. It's like, so now Tube is like just 4 mutas ahead. And of course, Flow still has this gas. But I feel like this has to be better for Tube, right? Yeah, even some more drones being snuck out. These are some very brave drones, because you know that you just lost Lings, and you know that Flow just made Lings. And so you have these mutas, but like these 4 mutas are not going to make a big difference when there's 12 Lings in your base. I think we just heard some Scourge kill and Overlord. I think I heard some kind of sound. Yeah, okay, I definitely just heard another one die, I think, here in the middle of the map. These Scourge from Flow trying to poke in here, and they don't get much damage done other than these Overlords, but as Lightsworn points out in the chat, Flow can just attack with mass Lings, and if there's anybody that I would trust to call in a Ling run by, it would be Lightsworn. Starting to get up to a more respectable amount of mutas here, but this is still a lot of Lings. And oh my god, Tube is taking more drones. Although now Flow is up in drones. Yeah, I can't call this matchup at all. Here we go. We have some drones popping up to replace some of these losses, but the main is still being evacuated here. We have some more Scourge from Flow waiting to deal some damage. I've seen a few mutas in the production queue. Actually, it seems like I've seen exactly 1 muta in the production queue. We have 3 more coming. All of the drones end up behind the mineral line. Dude, Lightsworm, don't act offended. Like, you've beat me with Ling Run by like 8 times. Like, it's not a bad thing. Yeah, and actually, like, this game has just been a back and forth. Like, each player has had like a significant drone lead at one point, and then kind of the other player does something dramatic and evens the game back out here. Although Tube does not want to make more Lings. Like, Tube is like, all right, I have built the Spire. I will remove the Z key from my keyboard, and I will just make mutas and drones. I don't need those ground units anymore. I don't even, like, he doesn't even have sunks. He's just getting mutas. Alright, let's see, what are the muta counts out now? We have 6 here for Flow, 7 for 2, but Flow still has those Scourge. Flow is getting more mutas. Alright, let's see, Tube just goes straight into the main mineral line, gets a bunch of drone kills, actually up 6 drones right now. Tube is like the greediest third player ever. Some Scourge hits go off though, and actually Flow has way more mutas after the Spite is done. The reinforcements from Tube get here way too late to make any difference in this fight. Flow gonna try to moving shot these retreating mutas to death, and it's actually gonna work. Oh my god. All Tube did was make mutas and drones. They don't have enough mutas. They have these 7 drones here, but I don't think it'll make a difference. Looks like we had 1 Ling killing drones in the middle line too. Alright, let's see here. Flow is here in the main. Chasing these mutas to the natural. We have a creep colony here, but no Evo yet. So no spores to save Tube. Scourge pop out and immediately dive on the mutas, but there's nothing to follow up with that damage. It's just 5 mutas in the middle line. The Evo chamber finishes right in time. But the spore, of course, has, it's going to finish now, but there's nothing here to keep alive. We have some reinforcing Lings and And Muta's Link's trying to dive on the Spore Colony. Link's from Tube finally rediscovers the Z key here. Not in time to win that fight here. There is a second Spore Colony in the main, but the Mutas don't care. They're just going to keep diving on these drones. And now Flow is back up ahead. I've somehow turned off one of the players' visions. There we go. Scourge popping, trying to get something done here to equalize the air fight, but no. Flow is going to take this in a very back and forth ZVZ in the first game of their series. Seems like the frame dropping has gotten better too, which is nice. All right, we're going to head into game 2 of this ZVZ series here on Polaris Rhapsody. I'm not sure how many ZVZs I've even seen on this map, so I'm excited to see how. Oh no. Oh no, when did my mic come out? Oh no! God damn it. How did that even happen? Okay, anyway. So like I've been saying, we have the green Zerg Flow in the top left. The slightly off blue Zerg 442 in the bottom right. I was trying to point out that this guy was going to the wrong position. Like, you kind of see that 442 has corrected that, but I feel like this one is just going in the right direction. I'm not sure how this map affects this matchup because of how long it is. A lot of the things about this map had to do with like the third base positioning, which does not matter. And while I'm talking about all that, it seems like somebody in the chat, Lightswarm, is actually pointing out that we have 2 9-pull speeds. So again, both players like in a very similar headspace here. But it's kind of funny. Like, is this just because like it's a 2-player map and like you can't get away with like maybe hiding a greedy build or something? Like, this seems like a more aggressive build, right? So it's kind of funny that both players picked this on this very long map, but we're going to see what happens. Of course, we're going to have equal number of links. Ooh, and Flo is taking like a different route, trying to avoid the Overlord, maybe. Maybe this is why Tube took this path with the Overlord, I don't know. But, so here we have Flo is deliberately taking a longer route around to avoid being undetected, whereas Tube is just running straight in there. And, you have 4 links here not really blocking the ramp even. Maybe if these were in a perfect arc, Flo could hold this off. Now they have to retreat to the mineral line with those last 2 links spawning. Oh, never mind, with a sunk. Alright, yeah, so a Flo is fine. And now Flo's links are going to get in there. Links from Tube run right past them. Oh, and there's no sunk in the base of Tube here, so Flo is going to have free reign to kill these links. The links are just leaving. Okay, there we go. They do get pulled back. Drone's trying to fight here. Actually doing a decent job of it, but Flo is still up 3 drones, despite making that a sunk in here. And that is, you know, it's almost twice as many drones here for Flo. There we go. We have a second hatchery, so Flo's just not gonna get lair. He's just gonna turn on the Ling hose here and just make lings until Tube dies. And that's not going to be hard to do because the Spire is not even started yet. We don't have a Sunken. We have some lings here in the middle. Somehow we have... Oh, I thought we had more lings here. So we have 4 lings in the middle of the map for Tube, and they're just intimidating the larger but more spread out army of Flow to retreat to the ramp here. But I feel like as soon as Flow figures this out, they're just going to A-move. We do actually have the drones being evil. But that's just going to mean that Tube spent more larva that's not on lings, and this ling deficit is going to keep going up here. Especially when this second hatchery finishes. Let's see, we're just waiting for these buildings to finish here to get the consequences of both players' choices. Like, the Spire is coming along here, but even if these mutas get up before the attack, like 3 mutas or so can, you know, they can't kill lings that fast. We should have way more lings here for Flow. Alright, Flow is trying to group up here outside the ramp of their opponent. And Tube is actually kind of baited down the ramp here by this small group of lings. I don't know if that was on purpose or not, but it was sick. And now Flow is just up the ramp with a higher amount of lings. Not going to bother chasing down his opponent's lings here. Coming into the mineral line. There is a Sunken. The drones are actually kind of... They missed the drill just a little bit, and the Sunken goes down. And it seems like all of the lings of Tube died here, and now it's just drones versus lings. But the lings are still split up. Some of them are fighting the lair, some are fighting the drones, some on the gas. But it clearly does not matter because there's only 1 drone left. And Tube manages to keep the last drone with his dinosaur egg alive. And that means that Flow is going to take this series. Flow recognized the weakness in their opponent, just made more lings. And that is going to bring the score for the night 2-1 in favor of Fear Factory over the Flying SCVs. And that is actually the end of the cast. I kind of intentionally picked a quick group this time. I didn't think it would be this quick. But I'm glad that you all tuned in. Hope you had a good time. Hope we powered through the frames issues. I'm going to find somebody to host. I think Hazely Nut is probably still doing her show match with Greetorb. Let me see. Yes. Okay, we will host her for that, so make sure to check that out. I try to do these casts every Thursday, so if you like that, make sure to follow and tune in. I also sometimes do the matches of the week, so tune in for those too. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.